Okay, good day, guys. This is our assessment as given, and what I'm going to do today, I'm just going to walk us through the assessment. You know, for those of us that have submitted, and for those of us that are not submitted, this is just to show us how we can go about it. So I don't want to do this in our class on Friday, so that's why I'm making this video. So this is our data. This data is already, let me make it a table. So we already have it in this table format, and we have ten questions accompanying it that we need to find. So it says using the pivot table data file and using pivot table, find the following. So we should find the following, and the first question or the first thing we are looking for, is the what is the total sales amount for each product category. So I know someone was having issues with there was no sales data, but just use the total cost as your sales. Just use the total cost as your sales. So I already changed this to total sales. So the first thing we want to do is we want to bring in pivot table. So we come to insert and you select pivot table. So based on the question, I said we should create a new worksheet for each question. So we create different worksheet. Let me name this one, and I go ahead to say, okay, data source reference is not valid. Okay, that's right. Cancel. Let me just the pivot table. So just new worksheet. Okay. So and we get to our pivot table over here. Let me just rename the sheet to one. So our first question is, what is the total sales amount for each product category? Now we know that in this question we are only attempting to answer we only need two variables for our answer, and the first thing is the total sales amount, and the next thing is the product category. Now in the class, like I explained, I said our now if you come back to our raw data, you can see that our data, the columns where we have numerical values, item costs, number of items, and total sales. And in pivot table, values, this symbol right here signifies value, signifies summation, signify anything you can do calculation on. And so for us, we are looking for the total sales. So we know that it is one of those numerical values that we'll be using as our that would come to this our value. And what would that be? That is total sales amount. So the first thing we want to do is drag total sales all the way to values, and we can see that pivot table automatically gives us this column of the total sales, the addition of the total sales. Then what is the next thing? The next thing is we want to know the product category. So knowing the product category is also we are dragging our products, which is this our product here. We are dragging that all the way to rows. Now we can see that we have the total sales for each of the products category. We know that chairs, the chair we have over here, these are okay. We know our chair is 478,000, and our couch is 1,343,000, and our showcase is 618,000. And this answers our question one. So, and that is the process we would go through for all these questions. So let me just go ahead to solve for question 2. So solving for question 2, we go the same way we started. Select all our data. You can use Control A for that. Then insert pivot table. Okay. Then I rename the sheet to 2. Then I want to how many items were sold by each salesperson. So this is the number of items that was sold by each salesperson. So I'm dragging salesperson all the way to rows, and I'm also dragging number of items all the way to value. So we can see that all the way from salesperson 1 all the way to salesperson 9, each the highest number of items sold by each salesperson is by salesperson 12. It's over 1,000, and the grand total is 7,997 items. So, and that is just how simple this is for number 2. And this is the power of pivot table. If we were to analyze everything on this table, it will take us longer time. So pivot table allows us to cut down on our processes, and we can easily get our answer like we wanted. Then moving on to question number 3, which is what is the average item cost for each product category. So I'm going to insert pivot table again and select OK, rename this to 3. So what is the average item cost for each product category? So we are using item costs for this and also products. So let me drag products all the way here, products, then item cost as well, then item cost to value. But the question says average. So for us to figure out the average, you come to our value fields here, and this is our sum. This is saying sum of item cost, but we don't want sum, we want average. So we are just going to right click on this and field setting. So by clicking field setting, we select average out of the options we have here. You can see we have different options. We have count, we have max, we have mean, we have the count of number, we have standard deviation, we have the variance. But what we need is the average. Then we select average and we select OK. Then we can see that this is the average item cost by each product category, and that is how we do that. And yeah, so moving on to number 4. Number 4 is what is our question number 4? Which salesperson had the highest total sales amount? Now, which salesperson had the total sales amount? Let me name this to 4. So this one now, I believe you can do this in 2 ways actually. So salesperson, let me drag salesperson down here, then sales amount. Okay, so a way to do this, we can decide that we want to visualize this, or we want to filter this by the top, since we want to know the highest, so by just the person on top, so we can visualize it. So I'm going to show us how to like the visualization for this. So selecting this data, I can just come here and select pivot chart, and when I select pivot chart, it automatically just gives me column this column chart over here. And you can see that right from the beginning, you can see that salesperson 12 is the highest salesperson with over 350 50,000 of sales, followed by salesperson 11. But what we need is actually salesperson 12. And this is a very clever way of visualizing this data, of looking at this, of getting good insight on this data. And another way, if I don't want to use this chart, is by I can just come over here and filter this. So I can filter this by value. So when I since I'm looking at the highest, so meaning just one person, just one salesperson, and so I'll come to the top 10. So when I come to top 10, I select I just need the top one person. So that's the the top person in for the salesperson, and selecting one gives me just one salesperson. And when I come here, I can see that I have um I have salesperson 12 as the highest. And that is another way to visualize this and to get your answer for this. So that's that for number 4. Then for number 5, so number 5 is, how does the total sales amount vary across different regions? So this is also this was quite challenging for quite a number of people, maybe because of the vary that was in this. So this is basically simple. We just bring region all the way down here, and also our total sales amount, and that is it. You can see that across northeast. Let me add a visualization for the pivot chart. So we can see right off from that we have southwest as the highest. So southwest is the highest, followed by northeast, then northwest and southeast. So that's all for number 5 actually. Then moving on, I don't want this video to be long. So number 6. So number 6 is saying, what is the total sales amount for each month? Okay, so now total sales amount, we are looking for total sales. So like we always been doing, drag total sales over here. Then for each month, then we drag our dates. But we notice that when we drag our dates, it's showing us years instead. And the question says for each month. So the if we on if we like do a drill down on this data, you can see that it gives us quarter, um, by each quarter as well. Then it gives us the month we want. But we don't want that. We just want to see all the months. Like we want to see all the total sales for the month. So the next thing we are going to do, we are just going to remove this year over here. Remove the field. You can see we have quarter. We also remove quarter, and we are left with the month. And you can see the month over here. Let me add a chart for this. Yeah, so you can see we have our total sales amount for each month, and the highest month over here is uh, between, I think, December. December is the highest month on this data. And you know that's number 6. So number 7, insert pivot table as well. What is the average item cost for each salesperson? So this is quite simple, like we've done previously for the average item cost for product category. So salesperson to roles, then what is the average item cost? Then we bring item cost down to here. So we have sum of item cost already, but we are looking for what is the average item cost. So we come here again, we right click, field setting, and we change this to average, and okay. And we have our average item cost. Let me rename this to 7. So that's all for That's all for number 7. And number 8, pivot table. Okay. So number 8, how many items were sold for each product category in each region? So this can be visualized in a number of ways actually. So we are looking for items were sold. How many items were sold? So number of items. We know the number of items was 7,997. But how many were sold for each product category in each region? So the first thing we want to move is product. So the way this is, we can move products here, we can move product to rows, and we can move region to column. But I saw something interesting that somebody did where they moved region to be ahead of products. Yeah, something like this. So we can see that for northwest, let me try and add a chart to this. Let's see how it visualizes it for us. Hmm. So we can see that for different region we can see the so for further formatting we can format this to show the different region with different colors, but that's not the case here. But this is the distribution across each product and across different region, which is perfect. And this is very well. I actually didn't think of it this way, but kudos to who did it this way, and I saw it on their sheet. So that's all for number 8. So number nine. Okay, so number 9 says, what is the total sales amount for each region and product category combination? What is the total sales amount for each region? Total sales amount for each region. Okay, total sales amount. So this is just like the previous question also, where we can just move region and then product. So this is the total sales amount for each region. Let me add the visuals for this. So you can see the total sales amount for each region and product category, and that's that. Then the final one, which is number 10, insert pivot table. Okay, okay. So how does the total sales amount vary over time? So this is variance. So this is a date kind of question. So we want to move total sales. So how does the total sales amount vary over time? We would definitely need to add a chart to this. So we have a bar chart. I'll just leave this as a bar chart. Then if we don't want to see this as years, maybe we want to see it only as months, we can remove the years and you can just see this as months, like the case may be. And ladies and gentlemen, that is how you tackle this pivot table problem. So I hope I've been able to clarify some issues. So for those of us that are submitted, you can go through this video and you know go through your work again before Friday to understand where you've done well and where you need to do better. So let me name this time. Okay, so thank you guys. Thank you for listening.